FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Welcome in to the Get Your Happy On Hour, featuring former Husker receiver Ricky Simmons.
Welcome to the Get Your Happy On Hour. I'm your host, Ricky C. Simmons. This is 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Get Your Happy On Hour. And I got a guest tonight that be liking to get our happy on. So we just going to get our happy on for a minute. I know y'all, if you're listening in your cars or whatever, you can't really see what we're doing. But we getting our happy on. Go! Welcome to the show. Got a great show for you tonight, man. I really think you guys are going to enjoy it. I always start my show off by giving love to Matt Warner and Empire Fencing out in Waverly, Nebraska, man. You guys have been supporting me for a while, and I appreciate it. Never take anything for granted. And more than anything, I'm just proud of those people out there in Waverly, man. Empire Fencing is doing big things. They care about their employees. I mean, it's a family-type environment, and it's just a very productive and positive environment. And I'm always a fan of that. But tonight, I got a really good friend for over a decade. We've been really good friends. She's always been very supportive. And I'm excited for y'all to find out what she is all about. And trust me, you don't want to miss this. So Maggie Thorne, welcome to the show.
I'm Team Ricky. That's what I'm all about. Get your happy on every day.
I told y'all she has some energy. So listen, I'm going to be honest with you. She has a mantra that I really respect, and it's called never give up. And we'll get to that later, but just remember that term, never give up. You know, Maggie has been, oh man, her story is amazing. So rather than me trying to explain it, I'm going to let Maggie, I'm going to prompt her, but I want to try to get Maggie to tell us about her story. Maggie, where are you from?
Well, first of all, if you're not awake, wake up. You ain't dreaming, because it's time to learn what never give up is all about. I'm from San Diego. I grew up in a low-income family. Both brothers were in and out of jail, high school dropouts. One was in a gang. And I remember at 12, I didn't really have a lot of hope. I hadn't seen it. I didn't play sports. And it wasn't until a teacher in high school in PE thought I looked a little fast. Told the track team. I showed up. I couldn't afford running shoes. I just had these street shoes. And the coach said, "Is there anything you've ever seen?" Well, yeah, I've seen people jump things. So he set up 3 hurdles, 3-stepped them, and then I went on to become not only the number 1 runner in California, but the state champion, which put me on the Huskers' radar. And I got a call from the recruiting team, "Hey, we want you out at Nebraska."
Just like that. I mean, that's amazing. When you got to Nebraska, what was that like for you? Because, I mean, California and Nebraska, that's 2 different worlds.
First of all, I'm a total beach bunny. I had a surfboard in my car, longboard. I got plenty of trouble. And when my coaches initially, they didn't tell me about Nebraska because everybody thought I would never leave. And that was probably helpful because I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll show you. I'll go visit Nebraska." And then I showed up and everybody was so nice. They were so great. I loved the Husker staff. They said, "How are you?" And then they stopped and I was like, "Oh, you made it. You really want to know how I am." And then I fell in love with Nebraska. For all the dumb decisions I made, I knew I need academic support. I loved the facilities and the fact that I got a really great offer for my scholarship. I also wanted to be the first one in my family ever to graduate from college. No one ever had, and that was a big deal for me.
Okay.
And so Nebraska was that place. I traded the beaches for the cornfields. And
that's quite a sacrifice, if you ask me.
There wasn't a lot of trouble I could get into in Nebraska, and I did. I just fell in love with Nebraska. Go Big Red, definitely in my heart.
Well, tell us about your track career at Nebraska.
I had a really great track career, made it to the national championships, indoor, outdoor, broke a school record at one point. It's now been broken. But it was so successful. We were Big 12 champions and one of the top runners in the Big 12 as a 400 hurdler.
Wow.
And as much as I loved running in my senior season, I had some free time and told the coaches, "Hey, I really think I should get a job." And so they told me about the facilities team. They were looking for a worker. Instead of watching Law & Order SVU every day, I figured, yeah, I should really get some work. And so in my senior season, I was done with track. I started working for the facilities department. And lo and behold, Boyd Epley was leading the team.
Buddy with Boyd. Big shout out to Boyd Epley.
Husker!
Pow! power.
That's right. The founder of Husker Power, V. Boyd Epley. And he asked me, hey, what do you want to do with your life? And I said, I know one thing, Boyd. I'll never be in an office and I'll never be in a suit. And he just said, okay. Now, something about me, first of all, I love snacks all day, every day. If you don't, we can't be friends. I had a fanny pack with snacks, my little Nokia headphone, and I didn't like to take breaks. So there were little things that caught Boyd's eye that he was like, okay. So he started giving me additional tasks as I was a student worker. So not just essentially, I was a custodian. I personally wiped down every bleacher in Memorial Stadium. I vacuumed every suite, scraped pizza up in front of my crush from the baseball team. Hi. How's it going? But I had work ethic. And so what that meant to Boyd, anytime he would give me a task, I wouldn't just do that task. I would quadruple it. I'd go above and beyond. And he said, hey, we really want you, but I need to let you know, we're going to have to hire someone else ahead of you because he has a master's degree in architecture and you have a bachelor's degree in community health. Right. And so along the way, I worked my way into, first of all, some meetings I wasn't invited to. And everyone was too polite to say no, but I really wanted to learn. So I taught myself every single architectural program there was. I watched the keystrokes of the architect. And then I learned. And when it came down to it, and I had to compete for the job against this gentleman who had a master's degree in architecture, here I am in my bachelor's degree in community health, and I got the job.
Wow.
And went on to design and manage $340 million in projects of the facilities I used to clean. So I literally worked my way from the ground up for the Nebraska Athletic Department.
Now, to me, that says determination, work ethic, and like I said, never give up. Don't forget that term. We're going to get back to that in just a little bit. Now, keep going, Maggie. Tell us what was next for Maggie after you accomplished all of this. What was next?
I was really so grateful. I got to work with so many sports teams, all of the top coaches from John Cook, Bo Pelini, everyone under that umbrella for a large time span. And as much as I loved building buildings, I felt like I was called to build people. So on the day of my best friend's funeral, as their casket is going into the ground, I felt called to build people. And so I quit that job. And I can't even tell you how many people, senior administrative staff told me, you're ruining your life. You'll never be successful again. And I said, I appreciate that, but I know who I am and what I'm meant to do. And that was really important because that was something that happened a lot in my life, especially where I came from as a kid. They're like, why are you trying so hard? Nobody cares. And I had to look them in the eye and say, I care. I care how hard I work today. I care how I show up. And because it matters. And it wasn't for an accomplishment or an outcome. It's because I believe you should show up and work hard and have the never give up work ethic.
Never give up.
Never give up.
I've known Maggie, like I said, over a decade, and I'm just always amazed at her energy level. I mean, she's the most upbeat person.
It's the snacks.
Okay, it's the snacks, but I tell you, she must have plenty of snacks because every time I see her, she's real easy to be around because a positive mental attitude is what I'm really getting to. I think a positive mental attitude is a very important part of life. And I know she has figured that out a long time ago because she had no choice. And just off of what you shared so far, basically you didn't have a choice but to be positive because it was that or nothing.
I mean, the thing is, I did have a choice. And so I had to choose to be uncomfortable, to push past things I didn't know I could, and to look at life as opportunity and not opposition. Because we can easily talk ourselves out of anything. And no matter who we have to answer in our life, we're going to have to answer people at every single corner. And I'll tell you right now, everything you're about to hear that I did not have 100% support. Actually, it's very difficult to where I was down to just me and myself, who I was the only one who believed that's what I was supposed to do. And that's the biggest why you have to have, is you have to answer yourself. And so you have to know who you are, know your why. And I mean, you hear never give up. And I said it for a long time, but I had to become it. And the journey for that was so painful. My story is not, we're like, oh, everything worked out. The Red Seas parted and every door opened. I'm like, oh, there's barbed wire, electrical shock, a snake pit, and fire. That must be my path. But I know I'm going to be stronger on the other side of it. And that's what's happened every single time. And every person, and I mean it, every single person who told me, you shouldn't do this, I think you're ruining your life. On the other side of it, they say, how? And can you help? And I'm like, I sure can. Let's do it.
I mean, to me, that's the perfect attitude for positive mental attitude. Because when no one else believed in you, you did. You believed in yourself.
Mm.
I mean, to me, that's a huge thing. I mean, I don't like to overlook or take things for granted. And for you to have that type of determination, I just think it deserves credit. So
Well, I appreciate that. I think the deepest belief I have is I truly believe it for every single person. And if I can wake up and be an example of what I think is available for everybody,
mhm.
then yeah, I'm going to get in the ring. I'm going to take some punches. And I don't want to sit here and say, like, I'll fight to the death. That sounds pretty extreme, but I don't know. I try to never say never anymore. So don't mark my words. But if I can be that example that day for one person, I always want to be in a room and say, who's my one? Because you
Right.
could be in a room of 5,000. It's not about being in a room of 5,000. But if you can touch a heart of one or inspire one or spark one, then that's why I get up every day.
Well, I'll tell you what, Maggie has done a wonderful job of inspiring people because she travels all around the country speaking. She do so many things, and I'm trying to make sure we get as much of this in as we can. The next thing I want to know is after you got through basically rebuilding the stadium and the athletic department, what was next for Maggie?
When I left Nebraska Athletics, I decided in my mid 30s, after having 3 kids, I should become a professional athlete because that's what everybody does. I started obstacle racing and I decided my first great endeavor should be a 24-hour race. I had never run over 8 miles once. It was something where I thought, if I can show up and put one foot in front of the other for 24 hours, I wonder what's possible. And I am not a low-hanging fruit person. I want the fruit I can't see, what's possible. What if I really put myself out there, if I could be uncomfortable in a way, because that's when growth happens.
Right.
And so I did this 24-hour race, and then I ended up getting second place, running 75 miles, completing 330 obstacles in 24
24-hour
hours.
race?
Except here's the best part. If you came in under the 24-hour mark, you legally could do another lap to add to your mileage officially. So I was
Wow.
already at 70 miles. I had secured second place. I crossed the finish line. The cameras were all around. They said, "You got second. How does it feel?" And I said, "I'm not done. I'm going to do one more lap because I still had time." And I wondered, do I have this in me? And then number 2, I will do nearly anything for a free t-shirt. And if you got 75 miles, you got this special bib. And I tell you right now, I wanted it. So I scooped up some Oreos from the med tent because I desperately needed some sugar. I got my last 5 miles. I crossed the finish line officially at 75 miles. And I went straight to that bib tent. And they said, "Sorry, we're out of bibs."
Oh.
Well, I'll tell you right now, I'm also someone who will undress a mannequin at Target if it has a shirt I want. And so I said, "Whose bib is that?" It was the display one. And they said, "I think it's yours." I said, "That's right. Hand it to me."
Well, Maggie, one thing I can say, you definitely go for what you want. And I respect and admire that. I think at some point in your life, there was something about a pageant.
Yes, sir. I did Mrs. International. And instead of launching out into a general pageant, I thought, I think I'm going to do a global beauty pageant against 64 women from around the world. And
We're not going to go for the low-hanging fruit.
And I did, but what I really wanted was an opportunity to advocate. And so I did the international pageant system, became an international spokesperson for a nonprofit called Souls for Souls that delivered shoes around the world to people who couldn't afford shoes, because I was that kid one day. I remember that day I showed up at track practice. I couldn't afford a pair of shoes, and I remember what that felt like. It took us 3 months to buy a pair of running shoes. And so I wanted to use that platform to advocate, and I did. And the day I won Mrs. International, I did a touchdown dance. Literally, it's on YouTube out there somewhere in the world. But that was because along the whole way, everyone said, "You can't have muscles. You can't be a girl who runs with mud on your sash. You need to change. You need to be this." And I said, "No, because I know who I am and what I'm meant to do. And if I were to change and then win, that would be the greatest loss of my life. If I'm going to win, it has to be as me." And so I had mud on my sash. I had muscles, and I did a touchdown dance in 7-inch heels, and then went on to deliver 100,000 pounds of supplies globally to 12 different countries in 1 year, advocating for the poor and underserved.
See, to me, that's a selfless act, because you had already accomplished this goal and you still was trying to help people and still helping people all over the globe. Come on, man. I know people that won't help you right here.
Well, I had a crown. You have very nice hats. So, we each have our uniform that we enter into the
Right,
world.
right.
And from the crown, it became a bow as I eventually went on to do American Ninja Warrior, which my first year when I did Ninja Warrior, I failed miserably on the first obstacle. They had cameras in my face and they said, "You fell. How does it feel?" And I was, wet, soaking. And I said, "Amazing." And then they aired it. Everybody saw it. And if you want to fail, just go ahead and fail where they air it on global television. That's the right way to go. And then I applied for the show. I got rejected, applied, got rejected. And it wasn't until almost half a decade that I came back as the top female in my region and one of the top females on the show itself, and went on to a decade long of competing. But I'll tell you, when it became almost 5 years, it was down to me believing that I should compete. No one did. No one in my life.
Wow. Did y'all just hear what she said? I mean, that's amazing.
I knew I was meant to do it.
Yeah, but still, meant to do it and doing it is two different things. You figured out you were meant to do it, and you did it. Hey, I mean, I don't know if any of y'all know anything about American Ninja Warrior, but y'all need to get your Google on. That's not some easy stuff.
Or whatever
man.
browser you feel comfortable with.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, get your research on, because being honest with you, that's a grueling thing. And if you're not willing to put in the work to do it, I highly recommend that you stay away from that sport other than just watching. Because if you're not dedicated and you're not serious, that sport will highlight that.
Well, I mean, that's anything in life, right?
Yeah.
I can guarantee you I am not the most talented athlete. I think I have some athletic ability, but I will not be outworked. If you had
Right.
to underline a word for me, it's relentless. Yours is fashionable, but in the middle, we make it work. And that's something that I hope I don't just get to say, or I never say outside of an interview, but that people know they can count on me. I'm dependable and I'm relentless, and I'll take things over the line and I'll finish.
Well, I can tell you one thing. I have yet to ask her to support something that I'm a part of that she's ever told me, nope, I can't do it. She's never once said that.
What he doesn't know is I sleep in Ricky C. Simmons pajamas, but now everybody knows.
Oh, man, you're going to give me some boots now, because it's starting to get a little deep in there. But that's okay. That's all right. You my friend, so you can get away with that. But no, on a serious tip, Maggie, I just, I'm real big on giving people their flowers. And I know you're a humble lady, and I'm just trying to show love because you deserve it. And unfortunately, a lot of times people don't show love until after the fact. I want to show love and give you your flowers while you're able to hear it and see it for yourself.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, and we're not done, y'all. I mean, trust me, we got a lot more to go. But I'm just talking to her right now so that you guys can understand why I wanted her on the show so bad. Because, man, let's just be real about it. The never give up concept. I mean, come on, Maggie, explain that to us.
Never give up was something that I did. I said it. It was a great tagline. And then when I went through a brain injury on American Ninja Warrior, I had a traumatic brain injury. I fell on the show. You can YouTube it. And it was an obstacle that had a piece of steel that was covered for traction, not for padding. And when I fell, it's the equivalent of being in a car accident without an airbag, or if you're in a bike accident without a helmet. And it resulted in a year of outpatient at Madonna Rehab with 6 different specialists, 20 hours a week. And along the way, everybody's like, never give up, never give up. And I hated it. It was a time when if I heard one more person, like I was going to lose my mind, because they're like, you're so positive, you can do anything. And nobody was letting me be weak. That was actually probably the biggest challenge at that time of my life, is everyone did see me as a pillar of strength. And I wanted to heal and I wanted to recover, but it was so hard when it felt like people didn't leave room for it. So I actually grew to hate it. And then when I wasn't recovering, when I went blind from my vision treatment, and it was in the middle of being blind that I had to ask myself, now that I can't see, what do I need to see? And I realized literally I'm in Atlanta, supposed to be at an event, and I couldn't make it. I blackout blind. And I felt like I'm in this pit and all I was trying to do is get out. And then I had to ask myself, instead of trying to get out of the worst of my life, what if I just made a choice of who I become? So, who can I become in the worst of it instead of just getting out? And when I decided I was just going to try to allow myself to transform in the middle of it and become, never give up, not just say it, that's actually when my recovery really started to make progress. And so now for me, I had to learn to become never give up and not just let it be something that I wear on a shirt on a TV show.
Well, let me ask you this. When you had this, I think the initials is TBI, when you had this traumatic brain injury, if I remember correctly, for a long time, your eyes, when you say you went blind, your eyes just weren't communicating. Is that what?
My eyes didn't communicate. So what that meant for me in terms of the general population is every single part of my day, I felt like I was on the worst roller coaster possible. I couldn't drive more than an hour. I couldn't turn my head right. And one eye would work and one eye would lag. It wasn't something you saw physically, like my eyes weren't freaking out, but it was something that everything caused me motion sickness, and it was awful. And when I went into some aggressive therapy to fix it, it would cause my nervous system to shut down, essentially my body to try to protect itself, thinking that it was under trauma again, and I would lose my vision. So the more aggressive my therapy got, the more I would start to lose my eyesight. Now it would come back. It was temporary, but the first time it happened, I was like, whoa. And they're like, oh yeah, by the way, we should have warned you. We're getting very aggressive with what we're doing with our therapy. And because my vision was so poor from the accident, we had to schedule my vision therapy at the end of the day because I would end up almost immediately curled in the ball crying for a half an hour. Then I have to go sit on a bench outside of the hospital for an hour before I could drive home because my body just, it couldn't handle it. And I mean, our brains are sensitive things.
Right. Now, I remember you shared a story with me once before about that was over a year of rehabilitation. And there was some really, really tough times for you. I mean, if I remember correctly, you had to basically take care of that never give up mentality.
I did. And I would say because I wasn't very comfortable at that time with displaying any kind of weakness, I really hid it from everybody. So outwardly, I would show up and I would also look fine to people. Where I would bump into it is if I was like in a TV interview and I'd have the mic pack on and I would hit like a stalemate with my body and I'd run into a bathroom and sob and the cameraman was like, ma'am, we need our mic pack on. You still have it. And I'm like, in the restroom sobbing. But different things where I'm out in the public and I'd get Bell's palsy, if you know what that is, like you lose feeling.
Oh, yeah. Like half your face.
And so I'm in the middle of a public experience with my face drooping. And I would just have to learn how to manage that and negotiate that. And then I realized, wow, that was also part of becoming never give up is I had to learn to be vulnerable. And I'll just tell you right now, I didn't like it. And also because of the way I grew up, I hadn't learned to navigate those emotions. I hadn't learned to accept part of how I grew up. And so all of those pieces, that brain injury really gave me the opportunity to heal more than just my brain, but also my heart and move into area of my life of surrender that allowed me to even more dig into becoming never give up.
Wow. Hey, well, look, we're going to take a quick break and we're going to come back with Maggie Thorne. Don't y'all go anywhere. This is 93.7 The Ticket. It's to get you happy on hour.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and on behalf of the entire Koppel team, we would like to say thank you to all of our loyal customers and employees that have allowed us to become one of the most successful GM dealerships in the country for the past 50 years. So we are celebrating that with some huge discounts. Right now, we have up to $13,500 off MSRP or 0% APR on select new models, and new Blazer EVs are leasing for $279 a month with zero down. So check us out online at koppelcars.com. All deals with approved credit. See dealer for details.
I'm Karen Carr. I've been a realtor for 31 years. When I made a company change 12 years ago, I chose Lincoln First Realty, now NP Dodge. It's the oldest independently owned realty company in the country. Since becoming NP Dodge, we've continued our tradition of community involvement. Our management and staff are always available to offer support in marketing, technology, social media, and educational opportunities.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Don't know where to turn? At Liberty Law Group, we understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you're up against the legal system, you need an advocate you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. Liberty Law's experienced trial attorneys are committed to the defense of liberty for those accused. Don't let a criminal charge ruin your life. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group. Trial attorneys you need. Advocates you deserve. That's 877-42-LIBERTY or libertylawnebraska.com.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solutions. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. The last few years have been wild, but we've been here for you through all the ups and downs, and we'll be here for you when you need us the most, for all your travels and for your day-to-day driving. With winter conditions causing problems all over town, the last thing anyone needs this year is constant car troubles. Let us help you drive in peace and make sure you drive to work and to winter destinations safe. A1 Automotive, 11th and L Street downtown, always honest answers.
Step into healing at Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery. Our team of top-notch medical professionals turns pain into progress with state-of-the-art treatments and compassionate care. Visit prairieortho.com and discover the difference in quality orthopedic and plastic surgery services tailored to your unique needs. Your health matters, and Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery is dedicated to helping you thrive. Reach your full potential. Embrace a better tomorrow with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery.
Midwest Bank is proud to be your local community bank right here in Lincoln. This is Travis with Midwest Bank, now with 2 branches conveniently serving Lincoln and 8 other locations across Nebraska. We're here to help you with any of your needs. From opening a checking account to buying a home or financing your business, our staff is here for you. Stop in and you might see Shin Daddy himself. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Learn more at midwest.bank, member FDIC.
Why are some people more successful? Is it talent and determination, or did they recognize an opportunity? Discover a career that lets you help families reach their financial goals as you build lasting professional relationships, one with unlimited income potential. From Modern Woodman, a leading fraternal financial services provider.
I'm Modern Woodman Regional Director Sean Erickson. Call me at 402-483-6515 to learn about career opportunities.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call Wellman Plumbing at 402-434-2400 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-434-2400.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Back to the Get Your Happy On Hour, featuring former Husker receiver Ricky Simmons.
And we're back. Man, I'll be honest with you. Y'all almost need a seatbelt to do this show with Maggie, because she be busy. And she's been busy for a long time in a productive way. That deserves a kudos. So I just want to say kudos again. I'll probably say it a couple more times before the show's over. But I will be real honest with you, man. I'm so impressed with her ability to maintain a positive mental attitude. I mean, the brain injury. I mean, that's enough to make the average person just say, you know what? I think it's about time to do something different. But I don't think that was the case with Megan. I don't think that's how that worked
For about
out.
5 minutes it was.
Yeah. I don't think that's how it turned out for Maggie. Maggie, after you recovered from the brain injury, what was next for you?
Well, during the process of recovery, I actually retired from the show very, very publicly. It was in the Omaha World Herald, Lincoln Journal-Star, local native, American Ninja Warrior, has a brain injury. So again, which is what I signed up for, right? Like I'm willing to be open about my life and share experiences. Like we're meant to live through shared experiences with each other. And it was important for me actually to retire. So I didn't do something before I should have, just because I was literally born with this competitive spirit. This was me on a playground in the middle in a elementary school before there were phones or a TV or anything. Like this is who I'm meant to be as a person. And so I retired, and then I asked the hospital staff, what if I came back? And that really was my daughter, who's out here in the studio right now, Ellie. She said, Mom, why aren't you going back to the show? And I said, well, I could get hurt. And she's like, well, you tell everyone to never give up. And I was like, first of all, thank you for listening, Ellie. Second of all, she was right. I had to ask myself, am I not going back because I'm scared? Which is a very logical thing to say. Like anybody's
absolutely.
like, girl, you're crazy if you're going back. But I just had to ask myself the authentic question, if I was really going to stop me from trying other things in my life, if I was really going to be so driven by fear. And I realized, wow, I am just really a scared person right now. Again, a valid response.
Well, you should be.
And so after I had approval from the entire hospital staff, not only did they support me going back to the show, I worked with a special trainer, Diane Banderas, to help me come back because I had some other physical issues, like my body shifted 6 inches, all kinds of cranial issues. I almost bit off my tongue. And if I was just a little bit, more to the right, I could have broke my nose and got it fixed up, but potato. And I came back to the show, and then the entire Madonna team, they actually were on my sideline for my first year back, which I'm so grateful for, to have the medical staff literally on my sideline for American Ninja Warrior. But my first year back, realistically, I just didn't want to die. And that was a good goal to have. But I realized, I'm not quite as far in my recovery as I thought I was. All the lights on set. Like if you ever watch something now, it says caution, photosensitive viewers.
Yeah.
That's me for the rest of my life. And so all the strobes were very difficult. Now I know how to manage that at this point out. I'm like 5 years out from my brain injury. I can manage that. But at that point, I couldn't. And so then I came back again and again. So I came back for actually 3 more seasons as one of the top competitors again.
Wow.
Had another couple TV opportunities as well with NBC, from Spartan Ultimate Team Challenge to Team Ninja Warrior. So I'm so grateful to have been on, I think, 12 shows now for NBC. And this last season, I went back for my 8th season on American Ninja Warrior.
She's back again.
And, we filmed in Vegas and it was great, but they also let kids compete on the show now. So most of these kids that were fans, and I'm in my mid-30s on the show and they're at my side, now they're on set with me. And I'm like, do I try to be friends with you, or is that weird? Like, what do I do? And they're great. And I'm friends with all the moms. But what that meant is I really got to also be a part of building a legacy of this next generation of athletes.
Right.
Who now I'm competing with the kids that we inspired. And that's a huge honor. If anything I can do in my life, if I can equip, empower, and inspire specifically youth, generally, like, I'm all in. You don't have to ask me twice. Like, what do you need? Like, I'll show up early generally if there's coffee and snacks.
No, I'm just amazed at all the different things that you have participated in. Tell us about this bow.
The bow represents, it's a hot pink bow, and it looks like a bow tie, but it's one you wear in your hair. And specifically hot pink because I love bright colors. That's my energy with the world. And it represents you can do anything at any age. And actually, you can see like my little shirt. Actually,
I see your bow.
And I wanted people to know that. And it's not only because like I've lived it and breathed it, and I still do at every corner of my life. Like I believe anything's possible and it will be for the rest of my life. But I also truly believe that for any person, nothing in my life set me up for success. Actually, quite the opposite. I had nearly every barrier you could imagine, but I always had to make the choice that there's opportunity and not just opposition. Now, that doesn't mean that was easy or I'm always like, I'm going to wake up and make things happen today.
Right. You had to go
It's a
through trials.
grueling, arduous process where there's days where you don't want to. And that's when you realize, oh, today more than any day, I need to. So, how can you be your best at your worst? Because that's how you have to learn to show up in life. And then, if you can just learn to be consistent with that before you know it, that's your baseline. And then you're just at a whole nother level already, above and beyond what other people are doing. But it's just because of work and because you decided to.
You got to make your mind up.
Got to make your mind up and work for it and not be afraid to. And
Right.
that's putting yourself in truly uncomfortable situations sometimes. Like people think I'm fearless because they've seen videos of me cliff diving or I've tower jumped. And I've been in debate with people. They're like, no, I'm pretty sure you're an adrenaline junkie. And I'm like, hold on. You're possibly right. But here's my debate. I do believe like if I can put myself outside of my comfort zone and I'm doing something that I don't kind of want to do, like zip line by a volcano, then I'm going to try it. And then all of a sudden, when you're in some other scenario in the world, you're like, wait a minute, I zip lined by a volcano the other week. I think I can do this. And it's amazing how other parts of your life are less scary. And someone listening to this is like, okay, I'm going to take out my bucket list and, spruce it up.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, Matt Warner is a very energetic guy as well. Yeah. He's the type that you guys have a lot in common. Actually, Matt's a lot like you in this respect too. You guys are so humble, you don't want to give yourself any credit. That's fine. You got people like me, I'm going to give y'all credit for you. So you don't got to worry about it. I'm a cheerleader, okay? I will cheer for you. I will cheer for Matt because I believe in what you guys stand for. And to me, when you get somebody like yourself and like Matt Warner, I think it's important that they be recognized. I understand before I say this, I know you guys don't need anyone to pat you on the back. I get it. But I still believe that you deserved it. You've earned it. It ain't like I'm just giving you props because of nothing. I'm giving you props because you've earned them.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, and Matt Warner, if you're listening, I want you to know, man, I'm proud of you as well and what you're doing out there at Empire Fencing. So, so just keep doing big things. Now, I gotta ask this question.
Ask it. Do it.
When you be competing, does it ever come a point where you like, when am I gonna stop doing this?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Honestly, when I was on set this year, and I'm about to be 44 this year, like no secrets here. And everyone's like, we're going to go to the strip and we're going to hang out. And I was like, I want to have tea and watch a movie in my room. And I did. And because I've already retired from the show, like it was so painful. I was struggling with that hard. I'm wondering if now it'll be a little easier for me when I decide I am done competing. Now, every time I say I'm done competing, I mean, I was so for it. I told everybody, I'm like, I'm done. And then I get a call from someone like, hey, Red Bull's doing this really cool competition in June. And I was like, okay, sign me up, And so I might have to give myself this window. It's like music artists who say, yeah, I'm done. I'll never make music again. And all of a sudden they're releasing a new album. I might be in that realm. But I always do like to have some big goal or something that pushes me in a way where it just bleeds into every area of my life, into business and the friendships, and most importantly, as a mom or a companion.
Okay, for those out there that are listening that don't know Maggie Thorne, how do people research Maggie Thorne? How do they reach out to you if they need to reach out to you?
First of all, I hope they do. I really love connecting with people. It's one of the reasons I wanted to do this, is be an influence in the world for good. They can go to MaggieThorne.com, MaggieThorne. I'm Maggie without an E, but an E on Thorne. Oh, or on Instagram at Never Give Up, which is NVR_. GVUP.
Y'all heard it. You know how to reach her. Trust me, it'll be worth your time, and she will respond. Trust me. I know this for a fact because every time I reach out, I get a response. Maggie, I'm just so proud of you. I just think that sometimes in this world we live in today, to have someone that's upbeat and positive and never giving up, just to have that mindset, it's kind of rare.
I appreciate that. More than anything, what I hope the listeners or people know is that I won't give up on them.
Correct.
Either. The never giving up is even for those people that aren't for you. I want them to have room for their story and to honor them in a way that even if they don't, right? Like the basic thing I can offer is open arms always and love under the umbrella of never give up, because it's not just like my goals, my dreams, my family. It's really humanity, and that sounds like a big umbrella, but I mean it.
You know, it's funny you said that. That's why I wanted everybody to know how to reach you. But I was just, when you were talking, I was thinking about something Matt Warner said. We're not human beings, we're human doings.
Hey.
I like that, you know, and that sounds like that falls in line with what Matt was saying, what you just shared with us. Maggie, I also want to tell people that there are things that you have done that I would never attempt, but I do want to say that you deserve your flowers, man. You really do. And I know this is not your I'm getting you out of your comfort zone again. Good. I know this is not your comfort zone because you're a lot like myself. You know, we travel around trying to help others and speaking, whatever, you know, encouraging people. I just want you to know that as a person that's doing what you're doing, unfortunately, even though you don't need it, I get it before I say this, I just think the fact that you pour so much into others, well, there's never nobody really pouring into you like you pour into others. And I just want to make it public that we're friends for life. I'm going to support you from now on because I think it's just rare.
Yeah.
It's just rare. I mean, and I'm not trying to be funny when I say this, but when a person does something, let's say, for example, you do something negative, there seems to be a lot of attention and energy given to negativity. But when someone is going out of their way to do something positive and do something good to uplift and inspire, it doesn't seem to help the ratings like negativity do. And you still do it, and I still do it. And that, to me, I think separates us. And I keep saying Matt Warner's name, but he falls into the same vein. So we're going to just keep doing what we do. We're not going to worry about what we can't control. And I've got to say this before I forget. Shauna Mayberry, I appreciate you listening to the show. Thank you so much. That means the world to me. Anytime people take time out of their busy day to watch the show, I mean, I just think to me they deserve credit too because everybody's busy. And if nothing else, everybody can find something else to do besides watch the show. So I always like to acknowledge people because I don't take anything for granted. Not only do we never give up, we never take things for granted either.
It's one of my favorite things about you, actually, and probably one of the top reasons when you're like, can you do this? I'm like, yep, all in. Is I see that you don't take things for granted and you give 100% in every scenario. I've seen you talk to every person in the room, shake every hand, bring all your energy. You're not off in a corner on your phone. And that is so invaluable and it's good. But you are good.
Thank you. Thank you, young lady. I appreciate it. I just want to see people have success because it seems like sometimes it looks like we live in a broken society. It's more like a takedown society. And it seems like people relish in the fact that someone's not doing as well. It's like people want you to do well, but they don't want you to do better than them. And I know for a fact that that's not the case with you. And I know it's not the case with me. I want to see everybody do well because if everybody's doing well, then there's no reason to hate.
Yep. I really see that like in terms of perspective, right? Which I think perspective matters if we're looking at the world. Like to me, I'm like, it's getting better than it ever has. And people can disagree with me, and that's fine. But if someone is bumping up against something, that's just a heart cry. Like there's a heart cry for people. And to me, that's a call to action. And things like random acts of kindness.
Right.
You have no idea the power in something so small, opening a door, like all those things where it adds up. And if you get 1,000 people in a city who do something nice, you'd be amazed at what starts to happen
Oh,
to that
absolutely.
city and to a room,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, I totally agree. Well, Maggie, we're going to take one more quick break, and then we're going to come back and wrap the show up. Don't y'all go nowhere. This is 93.7 The Ticket. This is the Get You Happy on Hour.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks. Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
In today's digital world, you can never be too cautious when it comes to your security. Cyber attacks are affecting more businesses every day. At Hamilton Business Technologies, we understand the stress and impact a cyber attack can have, not just on your bottom line, but on your ability to serve your customers and protect their trust. That's why we are passionate about safeguarding your business. From real-time threat monitoring to advanced security protocols, we help keep your data safe, allowing you to focus on what matters most. Hamilton Business Technologies. Real people, real technology solutions. Connect with us at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Attention Nebraska sports fans. Are you ready to take your skills to the next level? The Army National Guard is looking for leaders who are dedicated, driven, and ready to make a difference. Join us and gain invaluable experience while serving your country with a flexible schedule, competitive benefits, and a chance to build a strong future. Learn more at nationalguard.com/Nebraska. Live here, serve here. The Nebraska Army National Guard, guard the good life.
I'm Karen Carr. I've been a realtor for 31 years. When I made a company change 12 years ago, I chose Lincoln First Realty, now NP Dodge. It's the oldest independently owned realty company in the country. Since becoming NP Dodge, we've continued our tradition of community involvement. Our management and staff are always available to offer support in marketing, technology, social media, and educational opportunities.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Davis Plumbing has been in business for over 15 years and is currently searching for journeyman plumbers to join their team. Experience is preferred, but not required for all applicants. When you join the team at Davis Plumbing, you'll receive full benefits package with paid time off. Join a small local business doing big things in Lincoln and surrounding areas. Apply today by calling 402-525-6922 or find them on social media. Davis Plumbing, locally owned and operated for over 15 years.
Why are some people more successful? Is it talent and determination, or did they recognize an opportunity? Discover a career that lets you help families reach their financial goals as you build lasting professional relationships, one with unlimited income potential. From Modern Woodman, a leading fraternal financial services provider.
I'm Modern Woodman Regional Director Sean Erickson. Call me at 402-483-6515 to learn about career opportunities.
Modern Woodman of America. touching lives, securing futures.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call today at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
It takes hard work to make Nebraska the right place to raise a family, build a business, or grow a community. We're counting on working parents to make it happen, and they're counting on childcare professionals to have their backs. Employers and other contributors can earn up to $100,000 tax credit for strengthening childcare in our communities and state. Learn more at nebraskachildcaretaxcredit.org. Brought to you by First 5 Nebraska and Nebraska Children and Families Foundation and aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Back to the Get Your Happy On Hour, featuring former Husker receiver Ricky Simmons.
Hey, and we back. Well, Bob, man, anybody over there done checking out the show, man?
Yeah, we got a few comments tonight. Shauna Mayberry says hello.
What's up, Shauna?
Charles Phillips says, wow, powerful. Thanks for sharing.
What's up, little brother?
Hey.
And Benjamin Hooks off Facebook says, thank you for this uplifting hour of power.
Thank you, man. I appreciate all that support, Benjamin. You've been really, really supportive, man. I just want you to know it's not taken for granted. And my little brother, Charles, man, you keep doing big things. Just know I'm proud of you. And Shauna, you know, you're from Texas. You're my homegirl. You know I got love for you, so keep doing big things. Well, you know, Maggie has shared quite a bit with us, and I just want everybody to really, I'm thankful for the people that are tuned in because they need to hear positive stories. And I call them redemption stories. You know, you started at the bottom, you went to the top, you fell on some adversity, you dust yourself off, you got back in the game, and you're still in the game. I mean, to me, that is amazing. So I like those kind of stories because it gives people hope. And that's what you're about. I think that's very, very, very important. And I'm going to say, please keep doing what you're doing because whether you know it or not, you inspired me to keep doing what I'm doing. So
Likewise.
Please keep doing what you're doing.
I will.
You got any shout outs you want to give to anybody?
Oh, my kids, of course. I can't forget my kids.
Okay.
And then I actually have a really great team. I love being a part of a team at careerpathway.com now. The CEO, Bo Jones, awesome. Really empowers me as a female leader. And that's not always the case. So I'm so thankful to have someone who's like, yeah, you and your awesomeness, go do this. And I mean, I'll run through a wall for that guy. So, and I know you know that working for Tom Osborne
Absolutely.
And I work for Tom as well. And I felt that way. And it's been a long time since I've worked with a leader like that. So I'm so thankful. And then my son, who's 6'2", and I have to look up, you know, and then both my daughters, they're just my heart and soul.
Man, that's perfect. Well, you know, I will say this. I got to give a shout out to Maggie Thorne. I just think that you deserve a shout out because, man, I'm in awe of what you do and in the conditions in which you're doing them under. I mean, a lot of times people don't want to give you credit. They just don't, you know, and you got to fight all these different obstacles that no one even knows about. And you do that mostly in silence. I know that, but that's okay. You deal with it, you keep it moving, and she keeps saying, never give up.
Never give up.
Never give up. Well, you know, I got to ask my final question tonight. I just must.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Ready.
Whenever Maggie gets a little free time, how does Maggie get her happy on?
You're going to find me slipping on my hot yellow and neon pink Barbie rollerblades. And I'm rollerblading around the lake with my Disneyland fanny pack and my Ray-Ban sunglasses. You can't miss me.
Well, again, thank you, Maggie, for being on the show tonight. I wrap my show the same way every week. Every day you bless the saint. It's just another day in paradise. And no matter what, you got to get your happy on. Down. We'll see y'all next Sunday night.
You make that
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with